A strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique together. This is our home. Therefore, we have a duty to transform it, to improve it, to make it more conducive for living, for our children and children. Come, let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to talk using radio and social media to connect. I want to encourage those who are viewing me on Facebook and YouTube, please share the live. Sharing is caring. And that's really your purpose on social media. You want as many people as possible to be a part of the audience, to listen in, to chime in. I want to start off this morning with a very strong statement that came from a good friend. And he was in a particular setting with a number of NNP supporters who used to enjoy nearly everything. And they went on to say to him and others, the NDC losing grounds. The NDC losing grounds. They were in New York. They were in that said location that I had that event, right? In New York, chilling, chit-chatting, dialoguing. And there you had a mix, NNP supporters and NDC. And in the conversation, 2 or 3 NNP supporters turn around and say, well, the NDC losing grounds in Grenada. But those NNP supporters, I mean, they used to enjoy everything. They had it all, access to everything. They were on top of the sky. They were on top of the mountain, right? But I want to say this. When those sentiments are expressed, you must know where it's coming from. Because there are people who are hurt. There are people who are hurting. They used to enjoy this. They had access to this. They were Mr. this and Mr. that during the NNP time. They no longer enjoy that kind of access. They don't have that kind of power. They're hurting. And in some instances, they're family members. They were it during the NNP time. They're bitter. They're still sour. So they will express that from time to time. So the individual who relayed that story to me turned around and said, but how could that be? How could they be losing grounds? How is that possible? He wanted to understand where that particular person is coming from. But that person could not respond to actually explain, well, how they're losing grounds. But they would make a general statement, NDC losing grounds. But they were making that statement around people who are knowledgeable, people who are intellectual, people who are smart. So the conversation continued, and the individual said, but the NDC paid pension and gratuity. The NNP did not. The NDC introduced bi-monthly salary payments or twice monthly salary payments for public officers. The NNP did not. The NDC gave public officers 13% increase in their salaries and the fringe benefits that they were negotiating for. The NNP did not. The NDC adjusted the minimum wage, giving our people better wages and making it law. The NNP did not. The NDC increased the Imani stipend to $1,200. The NNP did not. The NDC increased the seed payment to recipients over 65, those with disability, those with mental challenges. The NNP did not. The NDC introduced free tuition for students at TAM-CC and NULO. The NNP did not. The NDC introduced the JUMP program, giving internet access to internet, a device, and training to households without. The NNP did not. The NDC introduced the WASH program, providing pipe-borne water, indoor bathroom and toilet facility. Well done, properly done. The NNP did not. The NDC passed laws giving people the opportunity to get pipe-borne water, even if the land doesn't belong to them, because the NDC believes that water is a human right. Access to water is a human right. The NNP did not. The NDC also added 5 acres of land to Camohon Park, right? When we were protesting to save Camohon Park under the NNP, the NDC gone ahead and get 5 more acres of land to expand that green space, but the NNP did not. And I can go on and on. So the person started making those comparisons and saying, but wait, are our people so ungrateful? Or are you making up a story? Because the NNP supporters, they are so hurt that they would make up stories to bring comfort to themselves. But as you go around the country, you realize that Grenadians are happier. You realize that Grenadians are seeing the benefits of the policies, the programs of the NDC. You go around and you get that from people. Unemployment moved from 28% to 11.9%. Economic growth is projected. Gasoline price dropped significantly. Things are happening. Roads are being fixed. Concrete roads, concrete drains, box drains, slipper drains. Things are happening. Things are happening in the country. So from time to time, you will go in settings, and NNP supporters, because they're hurt, because they're still hemorrhaging from their loss, they would say things to bring comfort to themselves. But people who are smart, people who are intelligent, would then respond appropriately to them and what they are saying. So here they were in that setting, and some brilliant people, right, could have easily responded and say, hey, well, back up what you're saying. Losing grounds. In other words, how can a people really openly say that they support the NNP when 23 years of NNP being in power, they have not done some of the things that the NDC did in 18 months that are good for our people in this country? I am asking that question because it is very important. NNP was in power for 23 years and a half, and they have not done the things that, the good things that the NDC is now doing. When NNP was in power, we were accustomed to workers out on the streets demonstrating, protesting, fighting for simple things, because NNP was not giving them what was rightfully theirs. You have a situation now where the NDC is in power and workers are happy. Not just public servants, but workers across the board. They're contractors, they're builders who are looking for people to work, and they cannot find them because the people are already working. Keith Mitchell used to say when he passed by the road, he used to see, people on the blocks, people by the shop, people by day, and people by day. And then he knows that the economy is doing well and blah, 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 blah. But now he passing and he ain't seeing people by the block or by the shop or on the side of the road or so, and things are bad. But and he used words to that effect, but any reasonable thinking person would tell you the reason why you're not seeing people by the block or on the block or by the roadside idling or by the rum shop or so is because they're working. They have things doing. That's the reason. You don't have to be an economist to conclude that. So things are good in the country. Things are way better in the country. During the NNP time, it was a lot of corruption. You hear a lot of corruption happening where convestors came into the country and they conned the NNP administration of millions and millions of dollars. Under the NDC, for the last 18 months, we have not heard about one corrupt deal or one convestor who came in and conned the NDC. Not one. Grenada's name is intact. People want to come here and invest. People want to come here and develop things and do things in Grenada. I'm telling you this because I know. Come on. During the NNP time, a lot of public officers were victimized because the leader didn't like them. Victimization left, right, and center. When last have you heard about some public officer being victimized? When last? Only if they're being victimized and they're not expressing it. When last? We have seen so many public officers drag the NNP administration to court, and they won. The evidence is there to show. So we're not making this thing up. The environment here and now is tranquil, is peaceful. You ain't hear any investor packing up and leave. No. You know, the previous administration, they always used to talk about investment climate and investors rolling over one another to come and invest and so on. They chastised the NDC, the previous NDC administration, remember? So, well, investors are this and they go in and they, but we are not seeing that. We saw the beach house that opened. The investor expressed his joy to work with the government. We saw the same investor investing in the Kiwana Bay Resort, right? The Kimpton Kiwana Bay Resort there where Flamboyant Hotel once sat or was once located. Now that new structure is there, a deal was struck, and that will get going soon in terms of construction again. And then you have the operational phase. We see these things happening, right? Then Six Senses that continue, men at work, they did not stop, they did not slow down anything. Come on. And then you have situations where more development is coming. More development is coming for our people. So I am asking our supporters in particular, be like those at that particular at the Nutmeg House by my good friend. Yeah, it was just a social gathering on that particular day. And that conversation came out there. But be like them, or they can easily respond. Because there are NNP supporters who are still hurting, who are still bitter, because they enjoyed it all when NNP was in power. And they lost all that. They no longer have power. They no longer have access to power. They no longer getting things free. It's different now, right? Where it's tougher for them to get certain things, to have access to certain things. So they would say things that would bring them self-comfort because they're hurting inside. And I'm saying this morning so that you can arm yourself at the start of the year with information. Because information is power. We're in 2023. Information, data, that's an asset that you need to have. Have information before you. So when they come and they're talking rubbish, you can simply put them straight. Not quarrel, no. Not make noise or start a brawl. You don't have time for that. I personally don't have time for that. Let us have a conversation. You speak and I will respond. I will speak and you can respond. But let us sit and converse. Let's talk about Grenada. You don't think that Grenada was kept hostage for the last 20 something years? Remember, one man, one party controlled Grenada for 23 years and a half, And we saw almost $400 million taken away, stolen by convestors who came to that government, That money could have been used to do a lot of things. And I give you some typical example. Under the NNP administration, there was a gentleman by the name Ekram J. Miller. He came into Grenada. He approached the NNP administration, the Keith Mitchell administration, to do a Ritz-Carlton hotel, big hotel name in the Mount Hartman area. The NNP administration chased the farmers from that area because the farmers, they were there farming the lands. They chased them and they sold that 281 acres of land for this individual for about 7 million US. That land cost about $150 million. But they sold that for about 7 million US. When the individual got the lands so cheaply, he then turned around and approached the Keith Mitchell-led administration, the NNP administration, to be a guarantor for a loan with an international bank in Miami. So the bank said to the investor or convestor, as I would call them, well, we cannot give you the loan unless you have a guarantor, a sovereign state, saying if you don't pay, the government and people will pay. Because this is a big project. The NNP administration was so dumb, so stupid. They went ahead and signed with the bank to say to the bank, if this convestor doesn't pay, then the government and people of Grenada will pay. The convestor got the money to start the project. The convestor did not start the project. He took the money with his children on a yacht, enjoyed a luxurious life, drinking champagne and busting, champagne wine and expensive stuff. They went shopping. It was all over the place. They enjoyed that. And here it is. The government and people of Grenada had to repay the bank almost 20 something million dollars. I think it was about $28 million. 20 something million dollars. The government and people of Grenada under the NNP administration had to repay that. That's money that we lost, and nothing took place at that site. When they realized the convestor, Ekram Jimbila, spending the money, not doing anything with it, they decided to take back the land from the guy. You know what the guy turned around and do? He turned around and he sued the NNP administration. He sued the government, and they had to pay the man promptly the 7 or so million US to get back the land, So he drew down the money from the bank because Grenada signed saying if he ain't pay, then the government of Grenada and the people of Grenada will pay. He knows that. He's not stupid. He knew that he never had anything, with this Ritz-Carlton hotel or group and nothing. He knew that. He knew it was a scam. He knew that he was coming to take money from this stupid government, the NNP administration. So he drew down the money, went to the family and enjoy everything. When the NNP administration, when the Keith Mitchell-led administration realized that the guy conned them, they want to move to take back the land from the guy. The guy turned around and sued them, and they had to pay him that 7 million US plus what he took. So we lost over 30 something million dollars there. Yeah. Yep. So under the NNP administration, under the Keith Mitchell-led administration, it was just a lot of convestors coming in and con the government at the time, just conning them. And I can give you another example. In Livera, there was this convestor and his family who approached the Keith Mitchell-led administration, the NNP administration, and told them they would build this world-renowned hotel, water, and, water recreational facilities and all that kind of stuff. Tennis court and basketball court and golf course and just name it. What happened thereafter? The NNP administration took Grenadians' land, the land that Grenadian farmers were working and owned. And what is coming to mind now is the Kent Estate. Is it the Kent? I think Kent, what was the surname? Kent, I think. Yeah, Kent Estate. Yeah. So you had a lot of people in that area with a lot of lands, a lot of land in that area. And they take them people land. They chase them and they take their land and they did not compensate them for it. And they gave it to that convestor. The convestor didn't have money. Just bluff, just talk, nice talk. And he tricked the NNP administration into giving him the land for nothing or nearly nothing. A lot of lands, huh? And then he approached them to be a guarantor again. So they've been fooled on umpteen occasions, going and sign as a guarantor. I think it was with the Frostis Bank of Belgium. Yeah, the Frostis Bank of Belgium or the International Miami International Bank, something like that. Anyways, the guy tricked them. They went and signed, giving the individual the right to draw down money in the name of the government and people of Grenada. So he, realizing he get the land and he got the money so easy, I think it was about $18 million US, 18 million. Nothing happened there, and not even a thing set up. Nothing. The guy drew down the money, went with his family, and they had a merry, merry good time. Well, merry and good is pretty much the same thing. But they had a wonderful time using the money up, and they did nothing in that area. Yeah. So again, we lost $18 or so million. So a lot of convestors came here and conned the NNP administration. Yep. So when you talk about NNP gaining grounds and the NNP, I want to know what you're really talking about. You think Grenadians are so stupid? The NNP administration was an epic failure. When Ivan came, destroyed some of the local guest houses, small hotels and so on, they set up this garden group of companies, and the government of Grenada again approached Republic Bank Trinidad for, a loan for this company so they can get some help. All these little hotels and so on, get some help and get back on their feet again. A lot of this money was taken, like they draw down a lot of the money. And if you go and you watch with those little hotels and guest houses, not even a galvanized, what's changed? A lot of millions again vanish during that particular time under the NNP administration. Then you had other situations. The call center, I told you about the call center on umpteen occasions, where a cousin of Keith Mitchell's, a family member of Keith Mitchell, was involved in a call center company. A private company, The company had financial problems. What the company had to do was to go to a bank, a commercial institution, get a loan, and so on, and take it from there. Instead, that company, that call center company, involving a family member of Keith Mitchell, Keith Mitchell was prime minister at the time. Keith Mitchell was more or less the head of the cabinet at the time. You have to understand this whole thing. So that company approached the Keith Mitchell-led administration, the NNP administration, for a loan. A loan. Yeah. And then the Keith Mitchell-led administration turned around and invested $9 million in that company, that failed company. $9 million, right? Taxpayers' money, with the hope that we're going to get some return on it. It's an investment, they call it. And then gave a guarantee. So a bank guarantee, tell the bank, give this company $9 million, and if they don't pay, the government and people of Grenada will pay. Well, Tutu's the company boss. They got the money and they boss. So no returns on our investment, and the government and people of Grenada had to pay back that $9 million. Yeah. Plus the proceeds from Cable and Wireless. We had shares in Cable and Wireless. So pressure ripe, they sold the shares in Cable and Wireless, and they had to, the government and people of Grenada had to get $4 million. Cable and Wireless said, well, look, you accepted liability for this company and they owe us all this money. Then we have to take that money too. $4 million. So $20 million of Grenada money, our money, taxpayers' money, went down the drain with this failed company. Only didn't know that. That is what existed under the NNP administration for the 20-something years they were in power. We lost almost $400 million. That's just gone. So sometimes people think Grenadians are not students of history. Some people believe that we are stupid, that we don't remember stuff, and the people are young and they don't remember these things. Joke they're making. Joke they're making. And I can give you more examples of squandermania, of corruption, of mismanagement that took place under the NNP administration. So we have really, turned the page on a very dark 23 years and a half where we lost almost $400 million. I'm telling you, you had the first stadium. They told us, man, not one black cent was spent to build it. And mind you, they built that first stadium or stadia with substandard materials. Substandard materials. When Ivan came, he folded it up like a matches box. And then they discovered not enough steel was in the building, not this and that. They used sand from the sea, and all the salt, all the steel was rotten. But here it is. We then discovered that they took 2 loans with the Exim Bank of Taiwan. 2 loans, They hide that. They hid that from the people. They hide it. Yep. It was hidden for a long time until Ivan exposed it. $50-something million, Remember when the Exim Bank wanted to seize Nawasa money and seize the airport money and seize that money and so on? When we changed diplomatic relationship or relations, China from Taiwan to China, and they wanted to seize the money from Ports Authority and Airport Authority and Nawasa and all the different entities. Yeah, because of that. And we had to repay that loan. And here it is. We then discovered that the stadium was not insured. So they mash up a stadium and we have to repay $50-something million for something that we don't have. Don't forget that, you know. So when you hear them talking about stadium, and China this and China come and they did this and they did that, we lost $50-something million with the first stadium that they built with substandard material. They didn't insure it. They took loans and they lied to the Grenadian people. So the NNP administration, they're notorious when it comes to lying and deceiving the Grenadian people. You know? Yeah. You didn't know that? I tell you, we dodged a bullet on June the 22nd, 2022. We dodged a bullet. We should be extremely happy. Look at how Grenada is moving forward, how Grenada is developing, right? No, who's that person, you know? Who that person not disturbing me? Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Tim. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes. I say why we don't get nothing who buy the shares is because we might buy the debt what Kid Mitchell and everything.
I don't know what you're saying. Hold on.
No, the phone company. When you talk about the phone company, what thing they? We had bought some shares in 2007 before the election.
Who bought shares?
I bought shares also. A lot of people bought shares. You spent $100,000 and things.
Right.
And
well,
they don't say nothing about it.
Or you're saying that Grenadians bought
from it now.
So you're saying Grenadians, hold on. You're saying Grenadians bought shares in Cable and Wireless.
Yes, we bought
and
shares.
They have not gotten any dividend.
We don't get no dividends. A long time now. And
all right.
Nothing.
Well, I am not talking about Keith Mitchell. I am referring to the Keith Mitchell-led administration.
Yeah, well, talking about
and the NNP administration. So I'm talking about a government, not a person.
That takes part on NNP when he was in government. They must sell the shares.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody say nothing. I don't know if it's God or sell shares for them.
All right. Thank you. One love. Yes. So you see, you have to understand the way I speak. I am referring to the Keith Mitchell-led administration, a government. The NNP administration, a government. I'm not referring to an individual. So you have to understand. All right. But thank you very much, Decol. And I know what you're referring to. You're referring to Grenadians who bought shares from Cable and Wireless at the time. And up to now, they have not gotten any returns on it. A similar thing with building and loans, a similar thing with some other entity. They have not gotten any returns on it. But I'm saying, folks, we can document the amount of mismanagement, misappropriation, scandal, corruption that took place under the NNP administration. I'm telling you. So it's something that must be, out there from time to time. Very important, right? You have to remind people. You have to remind, and who is this person? Susu, Salsa. Watch me. When you come on that live, I don't care who you are, calm yourself down because you're putting stuff under the live that are incorrect, right? That are false. So when you come under my live, because I'm blocking you, I don't care who you are, right? You could be the biggest NDC, the biggest NNP. I don't care who you are. When you come under the live, so let me just delete the trash you put up there. And I'm saying that once you come under my live, calm yourself down. You might be a disgruntled person now. NNP, NDC, that's your business, right? And you have some NDC supporters, they're too damn greedy. You have some of them that are too greedy. You want too much too quick. So you gotta calm yourself down. Some of you are too greedy. So let me go and delete that. If you continue with that, I'm blocking you. I don't care who you are. You hear me? So don't post your damn stupidness under my life. All right? Don't care who you are. Could be the biggest NDC supporter. That's your business. Or the smallest. That's your business. All right? We're going to support our party. We're going to defend our party. Don't come under this live and put your stupidness. Some of you all are too greedy. Or you want too much too quick. I'm telling you, I know. Some of you folks are too greedy. You want too much too quick. Calm down. Like you. Been in the wilderness And you just want all. I listen to some police officers who been there under NNP for 20-something years. You ain't get a rank. But NDC come into power, you want 5 ranks. You want 3 ranks to take place instantly. And you want to get promoted because you're NDC. Give me a damn break. You've been there for under NNP 23 years. You grind some more. Your time will come. You know, you all are too greedy, too glut. You want everything to damn quick. Calm down. Because all you believe that the NDC give all you this and give all you this. Stop it. Damn greedy. Stop it. So hear this. I am saying, if you follow the NNP administration, right, over the many years, you would realize that we lost a great deal. We lost a lot. Millions and millions and millions. You can't tell me, right, that within 18 months and NDC doing so much of good things for the country and the people that you're so bitter, you're so angry, you're so upset, you're going to be out there. Well, who getting grunts? Huh? And the NNP getting grunts. How is that possible? So our people are so, just think about it. And I can give you more examples of the amount of millions and millions and millions of dollars. I could go to the shrimp farm that was recent. $50-something million, 52 point something, $50-something million just vanish under the NNP administration. Nobody go to jail, nobody arrested, no, $50-something million, where people bought passports and citizenship, Canadians and so on. They invest in that project thinking that we go get shrimps and people go get walking. That money just gone under the NNP administration. 50-something million, just like that. I could go to the chicken farm. They had a chicken farm set up, 18 or so million dollars just gone. No bud, no egg, no feather, no nothing. Just vanish. Yeah, just like that. You see, some people believe that Grenadians are stupid. Under the NNP administration, all those things happen. Millions and millions of dollars just gone, just vanish, just like that. And mind you, the local people, the simple poor people that they're talking about, lost a lot of money under the NNP administration. You remember when the late Sir Dwight Venner, the former governor, or the late former governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, told the NNP administration, do not give the bug license to run a bank here? You remember that? They defy what the expert was telling them, and they went ahead and give the bug a license to operate Cap Bank, not Coop Bank. Coop Bank is a very good bank, right? It's one of the best banks in Grenada. Cap Bank, the now failed Cap Bank. They gave them license, they gave them a license. Yeah. And a lot of Grenadians, poor simple Grenadians, lost their money in that bank. Yeah. All you forget that. But the NNP administration was warned, don't give the guy any license. They gave him the license anyways. And the bank crashed. But when you went to that bank and you have to clear something, you had to go through a law firm that was associated with the NNP, or the main person in that law firm was associated with the NNP administration, not the NNP party, the NNP administration. Yeah? You didn't know that? Man, millions of dollars just vanished just like that. Grenadians lost their money. Or you want to return to that? You want to return to that kind of governance? You want to return to that kind of experience? Because you see, they believe that our people are young, our young people, we are young and we don't know what happened under the NNP administration and so on. And they believe that. Yeah, a lot of these people believe, well, the people young, they don't know much about these things. And you understand? There are people who put their savings in that bank, their retirement and everything like that. And they died not getting back their money under the NNP administration. When the NNP administration was in power, crooks were doing well. Them crooks and conmen and fraudsters and gangsters, they were doing well. And there's a little elite group in this country who are benefiting a lot. A lot of people lost millions. And I can give you more examples of a lot of scandal and bubble that took place under the NNP administration. But in 18 months, we have not seen one scandal, or heard of one scandal or one bubble that took place under NDC, the NDC administration. Not one. Not one. But you have some people who say, well, this one gaining grounds and that. I put you before the light. Let us have a conversation in the light, not the darkness. Let's talk about what took place under the NNP administration, and let's talk about the 18 months. Let's have a conversation. Let's compare. Let's contrast. Let's have a conversation. I want you to have that with me. Let's talk. You're big, you're bright, you're brave. Let's talk. You know it all. Let's talk. Let's talk. That is why you have some people. They may not be totally happy because they wanted certain things and they wanted this and they wanted that. But I hear them brain and praying and crying and I say, but wait, the amount of blows you get in your tail, the amount of licks and kick and cough you get under the NNP administration, huh? In fact, they bust up your mouth so much you couldn't even bawl. You ball it inside. They kick you up, they cough you up all different ways. That's what you got under the NNP administration, You just get a little slap, a little touch, a little tap. It's like some children, they faking a cry. Yeah, they faking a cry. You don't even hit them yet. You don't even slap them yet. They do something wrong, By the time you come in close to them, they balling on the place. That is how some of these people are acting, Yeah, that's exactly how some of these people are acting. But I am saying we have to be firm. Any reasonable thinking person out there would conclude that the NDC administration is doing a fantastic job. They are not perfect. They will never be perfect. But they're trying their best to move Grenada forward, to develop this place. People are happier. People are benefiting. Everybody wouldn't be happy because you have those NNP supporters who are still hemorrhaging from the defeat. They can't get over that. They cannot get, there's a lot of NNP supporters who will go in their grave not getting over that lash, the blows they got in the last election, They never expected that kind of licks. They never did. Right? So I am saying we have to wise up as a people. But I want to arm you with the information. So when you go around these people, you can have a conversation that's deep. So they can't just trample over you. No, you'll be able to put facts on the table. Do you want to go back to that chapter, to that last, 20-something years of one-party rule and all the nastiness that happened under the NNP administration? You want to return to that? As a Grenadian, as a patriotic Grenadian? Something has to be fundamentally wrong with you if you want to return to that dark, days and years or months and years. One set of people is to benefit in this place. We've seen something totally different now. And I, for one, will be very firm one set of people benefiting in the country. I'm telling you. But I won't come here and bray and no. There's different ways to connect, to reach the source. We have to be smart, very smart, because we want to be there for a very long time. But our people, our supporters need to become more disciplined. So you could be aggrieved, you could be bitter, you could be sour about certain things, But don't tell me you have to go there and bray and back and talk all kind of damn nonsense. What you looking for? Fame? What you looking for? What you really want? You're going out there and bray and back and blah, blah, blah. No, no, no. I'm saying to you, there are ways to do things. You would have little issues within your household. You think every household perfect and everything smooth? You might have issues out there. You might have issues within your little family, your little house and so on. You'll go out there and start talking nonsense and brain and telling people all your business. No. You deal with your thing in your house. Because when you tell them, they're going to go and tell somebody else. You believe they have your best interest at heart? No. So don't come on this platform because you're bitter with something you want to type all your damn stupidness. Keep it to yourself. Go and deal with it for yourself. It's what it is. Use different strategies and means to get your message to the source. All right? You have to discipline our supporters. Some of our supporters don't have political wisdom enough to know how to deal with things. Every time you believe you're going to make a post or you go on some live and you talk your damn stupidness and you believe that you'll get in anyway. After you finish that, people laugh at you, them NNP and them laugh at you, and then they say, watch that fool, and they move on to the next thing. They don't have your best interest. They want to come back in power, they're studying you. And when they come back in power, they give you more kick and cough and more blows. They're studying you. You're of no interest to them. No interest whatsoever. All right? So I'm saying, as a people, and particularly as supporters, you have to be strategic. You have to be smart. Grenada is moving forward. Grenada is developing. Grenada is being transformed. You speak to people every day. They're happy. Developers, investors, contractors, business people, they're happy. Our people, ordinary people, they're happy. Things are happening for our people. You want to go back to those dark periods? Even the governor general is smiling these days. You don't see the woman? The madame is smiling. She's shining. Shining. I'm telling you. Have you noticed that? She's no longer under siege, bondage. You just look at her. People are freer. They're able to do stuff and function in this democracy. It's different. It's uniquely different. So let us embrace it. You see, I give you a simple analogy because there are some people who don't like good, Don't fool yourself. There are some people who don't like good. Go with that. There are a lot of people in Grenada who don't like good things. You pick up a woman, meaning that you're friend with a woman. She didn't have a college degree. You help her. She go back to college, or she went back. She got her college degree. She didn't have a license. You support her. She got your license. She didn't have a good work. You support her. She get a good work. Then because she's getting more and more comfortable, she living with you and so on, then she believes she brighter than you. She start showing herself all about the place. You start getting horned like a cow. Right? She start horning you. She start doing all kind of nastiness on you. Big, bright, and brave. But she came from nothing, and you assisted her. And it could be a man too, Not just a woman. It could be a man too. You assisted the person. You bring them up to that level where they are a bit comfortable and they earning something and they make it. So it's not no gender specific. It could be a man too. You take them out from the dog muscles and they hula hoop and you scrub behind the foot and you clean them up and you bring them to a certain level, and then tutus, they start kicking you, they start beating you, they start doing all kind of stupidness. They don't like good. I'm telling you, the minute time you start to treat them good and, you know, they're not accustomed to that. They're accustomed to biddy bang, and all kind of stupidness. That's what they're accustomed to. So there are a lot of people in Grenada who will never appreciate the good things that the NDC administration is doing for this country. They would never. They don't. They don't like good. They don't want to see good happen. If they see good things happening, it becomes like a stranger before them. They can't recognize it. And even if they know that it's good, they still believe it's bad. There are people just like that in Grenada. And you must understand that this is the situation that we live in. So no matter what you do for them. You know, I was speaking to a friend. She said, you know, Kem Jones, they give me a bathroom and toilet. They're doing a bathroom and toilet for her. You know, the wash program. Hey, Eileen Bernard, send me a message. See that number below the program there? 14734154817. Because I remember you did post a message. How do you go ahead and get registered? Right? I would assist you. I would guide you on that. So, Eileen, or yeah, Eileen, Eileen Bernard. Please send me a message after the program or so I can assist you with that, because I think you did post something on some previous program. So that individual, who I know very well, NNP supporter, she turned around and she said, "Well, they building a bathroom and toilet for me." The NDC, yeah, yeah. So her sister turn around and say, "Well, what you got under NNP, girl? Just so you know, I only repeat it just so." So what you got under the NNP, girl? Just like that. So why you telling me that? Why you telling me? Yeah, her sister was saying to her, "You supporting the NNP for all these years. Look who coming now and build a bathroom and toilet for you." I mean, it's a big laugh, you know. Yeah, and then the sister say, "I hope you go and vote for them." The sister turned around and said, "Because that's a reason to go and vote for the NDC. You know? They take you out from Pete Latrin and they bring you where you can use your indoor toilet and bathroom facility with running water." Just think about it for a moment now. Take your time and think about that. Her sister, you know, point that out to her, but the sister is NDC. Sister pointed that out to her in front of me, right in front of me. She was happy to say to me, "Well, Kem Jones, they build a bathroom and toilet for me." Right? Okay. But the sister turned around and say, "But what you get from them, girl? The same NNP that you used to be all about the damn place." You're jumping like, you know, huh? You're jumping like a kangaroo with them all about the place. What you got from them? Nothing. Look who come in and build a bathroom and toilet for you to sit down and, I go to say, mess, you know. Number two. You understand? I go to say P, you know. But number one. It's amazing. Amazing. But there are some people in the country, they don't like good. You ever wondered why you have some nice young ladies or decent young men, they grew up in good family, and then you just see them with some old crackhead. So the man is some crackhead or the girlfriend is some bangarang, some knockabout. You wonder why. Why you grew up in a nice, decent family? They took care of you. You go to school, the extra classes, you accomplish this, but they end up with some kind of old. Why? But there are people in Grenada like that. Nice home, nice family, nice upbringing, nice that. And then the family have a little get together, and they ask you to invite your man or your woman. Simple language. No fiance and significant other. No. Yeah? And You're going to bring the whole piece of thing. Pants on the bottom, mouth smell a cigarette, you know, or weed, you know, nails dirty, 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 pants smelling, and that's how they put, yeah. Unkept. But that is what you bring in there. When they find the whole piece of thing. You know, sometimes you wonder. But there are people in Grenada who are like that politically. They don't like good. You could do all the good thing. You could help them. You could this. You could that. They just don't like good, right? And they will express it. They're expressing it. Those NNP supporters, these people, the majority of them don't like good. You have one or two of them. You could turn them. You could change them with goodness. Because a lot of these people, they don't like good things. They're accustomed with old thing. Old thing. They're accustomed with that. You hear me? Can't please these people. And I just pray and hope that 2024 will cause a lot of these people to change, to transform, that their mindset will change, that they would see things differently, that they would appreciate good things. I know what is a good thing, a good experience, a good moment. I understand what that is. Nobody could fool me where that is concerned. No. Come on. I know when a government is trying, when a team of men and women trying to improve things for my people and better things for my people. I know that. You can't fool me where that is concerned. I know that. I know when a government is crooked and nasty and bad-minded. I know that. I experienced the NNP administration. The NNP administration was the worst ever. I'm telling you. In this country, they kept this country back for 20-something years. Look at who got rich under the NNP administration. Just check it out. Just take your time and check it out. You don't need to be no rocket scientist and you're big and you're bright and you don't. No, this thing is simple, Simple flex. But they believe that our people are young and our people will not remember. They believe that we are not students of history. Yes, they believe that. They believe because the population is about, 65% of the population is what? Under 40? Under 40, under 45. So they believe that we forget, the majority of people would forget what took place under the NNP administration. But joke they're making, we are students of history. And we have to remind our people, refresh the memory of our people from time to time. So here you had a situation where a group of young men, middle-aged men, senior folks at a particular place in New York there, just having a drink and chit-chatting. And then those hurt NNP start saying, well, the NDC losing grounds. Losing grounds where? What have they done to lose grounds? Huh? You believe our people are so dumb? But they're saying that because they're hurting. And it will give them self-comfort. The NNP supporter, they're hurting. They were badly beaten at the polls. They never expected that. So they cannot man up to accept that things are happening for our people. Opportunities are coming for our people. They cannot. They're not mature enough to do that. But folks, we've gone past the allotted time. I want to encourage you to support this program financially. Right? Support this program financially. That's the only how the program can continue remaining on air and coming to you. Remember, we don't have corporate sponsors like business places and so on. I don't want that because whoever pays the piper calls the tune. I want you to give financially to the program to keep it going because of how Christmas fall, the 25th, that's the time I normally do the pledge. I normally send message out to the usual people. Even before Christmas, one or two people may have sent a little thing, enjoy your Christmas, and but the program itself requires finance to keep it going, to pay the bills between $8,000 to $9,000 every month to meet the commitments, to keep it afloat. I don't collect a salary from the program, but the program, the bills must be paid. So I want to encourage you wherever you are. Same number, 1473-415-4817. You can send me a WhatsApp message. You can ask me how you can give, how you can donate to the program. I will tell you. MoneyGram, Western Union, if you're in Grenada, I can pick it up. I can connect with you. It's so important that you give financially to keep the program going, right? That's important. Very, very important. You're good to pray and good to say, I'm supporting the program. I like the program, but there are bills to be paid at the end of the month. The month already gone. We are 3 days into the next month, but within that space, within that span, right? The first week in the next month, that's when the bills must be paid. So I want to encourage you, give financially to the program to keep it on air and to keep it going. I have to wrap it up. I'll be back with you tonight in the hub, starting from 8 in the PM until 9. We have to continue that journey so we can educate our people, so we can empower our people, so we can let our people know in a very simple format, simple way. You know, we want our people to think differently, a higher level of reasoning and consciousness. That is what we want in this country. That is what caused Singapore and the other countries and islands to move to the next level. Not just buildings and so on, a mindset, a shift, a paradigm shift, paradigm shift. That is what we want. So take it care.